everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel AI Stories by Anjali. In today's video, we are going to see the practical implementation of how you can use the OpenAI ChatGPT based API for making API calls to ChatGPT model and how you can get the responses for your customized questions. So this is our first coding video in our YouTube channel and also in the series Generative AI and LLM. Of course, I have been telling in many of my videos, like I will be showing you the projects and also how you can do the practical implementation of the concepts that we have learned theoretically from our videos. So let us dive deep into the video and see what exactly that we can learn and how you can do for making calls, API calls to the GPT models. So let us dive deep into the video. Before going to that, I would like to thank to all my subscribers who have subscribed to my YouTube channel and also requesting to the new watchers to please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel AI Stories by Anjali. Please tap the bell icon for latest notifications. So let us dive deep into the video. Firstly, in order to do any coding, you need to know the particular platform and also what are the requirements for that. However, as I mentioned, we are using the OpenAI API. The first thing that we should do is we have to get the API key. How you can get the API key? So I will show you the process. So just go to the Google Chrome and then type OpenAI. This search for you a link. You can go from OpenAI. Yes, so this will open the URL, that is openai.com, and then click on this login. It will give this screen, and suppose if this is your first time using, of course you have been using ChatGPT, I believe many of the people are using, so you will be getting directly this screen if your account is open. Otherwise you will be asking the login for your account, like mail or anything. You can just log in with that, and then you will be having these two screens, that is ChatGPT and API. Just select API and then go to your profile. And sorry, not this. Yes. So you'll be having the API keys. Click on the API keys and create new secret key. Give the name of the project or anything like that, and then create secret key. You'll be getting a secret key and copy that secret key. Okay. So this is what you have to do before you need to start using this code. Okay. And then you have to know what are the required packages and you have to install that. For installing, you will be having many different commands based on the environment that you are using. Suppose I believe most of you familiar with Linux, Unix and all, and you'll be having sudo so and so command, apt, so and so like that. So similarly in Python, if you want to install anything, you have to do pip install. And if you're installing anything through conda prompt, then it will be like conda install, like that. However, we are using Jupyter Lab, and inside that we are installing. So for that we are using pip install. So just install this command OpenAI. Like this package OpenAI. Okay, so pip install OpenAI. So this will get installed the OpenAI. However, it is good practice to upgrade the pip version before you are installing, so that you'll get the latest versions downloaded. So pip install -- upgrade pip and pip install OpenAI. So this cell will run you the required packages, that is OpenAI, for your code. Okay, so you'll just run this. However, in order to run any command in the Jupyter Lab, you have to use a shift plus enter. Okay, so I'm not running everything because it will take time, and I just want to reduce the time and want to explain more within the short span of the video. So I don't want to make it as lengthy, so I'm not just running, I already ran it. So just like I will be explaining the code. The next cell is this one. So API key. So first you have to make sure whatever the API key that you have got from the OpenAI website, you just copy that and then paste within this string. I'm not pasting it since it is confidential information. I cannot close that in the platform. So please use that API key in replacing this string. Okay. And then you have to import that. You have installed, but you have to import that. Then only you can install or you can use that package. Otherwise, it cannot found. Okay. So for that, you have to write this line that is from OpenAI. That is from this package, import OpenAI method. Okay. So this OpenAI method will be used in our code. So that's why we have to import this. Otherwise, the code will not understand what exactly it is. So that's why we have to import. So I'm just explaining like this because the beginners can easily understand who don't know anything also. However, if you want to learn more and if you want to understand in depth, it's a good practice to go and start with Python basics and then come to this video to understand. Okay. So after that, you have to import OS. This OS is like a module which will help us to get the files located in your machine to get loaded in, with the help of the code. Okay. So this is the way you have to import this, and then you are using this OpenAI method for getting the API calls. So in order to get the API calls, you have to use OpenAI slash API key equal to API key. So this is the method that you will use for getting the API calls. So you have to initialize that using this method, and you're storing that particular thing into a variable called client. And once you're done with that, you will be having the next cell that is called prompt. So what is prompt? So basically, in order to talk to any LLM models, you have to use a prompt for getting the input to the model. So, and this prompt is like, you can use like that, and that is one way, like the one way of using the prompt, why prompt. And the other thing is, there will be like instructions that you can give to your machine, like to behave like this, you have to act like this, and so that is also comes under prompt. So prompt engineering is one particular branch that is emerging with the help of this LLMs, because those are the main things that are very essential for you to get the input to your LLM model. So that's why we are using the prompt. So however, we are asking the question in the form of prompt. So that's why only we will use prompt. So how many years of education do Abraham Lincoln have? So this is our input question. So we are giving that to a variable called prompt. And of course, prompt is one parameter in our method. So once you're done with that, you will be using the completions.create method for passing all your parameters to the model. So first thing is, model is the parameter. What is model? Model is nothing but the LLM model what you are using. I am using GPT 3.5 Turbo Instruct. However, there are multiple models and there will be cost also, like GPT-4. They are giving some cost like that for using that, and based on the token size, based on the API calls per this thing, you will be charged. However, if you want to play with that, my best advice is you can spend like $20 per month for playing and for using this thing. Okay. So GPT 3. However, GPT 3.5 Turbo I'm using. So prompt is equal to prompt. So this prompt is nothing but the input, and then there are two other parameters which are called temperature and maximum tokens. So what is temperature? So temperature is nothing but it is a parameter which is used to make the randomness in your output. So what is randomness? So for example, whenever you ask a question to the bot, it is giving you response. So you should get some good type of responses. That is, the level of randomness in that particular response should not be too imaginative or too creative. It should be like similar responses. It should be which is relevant to your scenario. So in order to do that particular thing, we are using this parameter. So there will be like, usually the value is like 0 to 1. If you want to set your randomness like normal like that, it's good to close to 0 or 0.1 like that. And if you want your responses more creative, to like two different like that, you can use like 0.7 to 1. So this is the way that you can use. However, you can try experimenting with large numbers, then you can see that the responses are too weird and too imaginative, too creativity like that. So in general, whenever we are using this particular thing, we usually keep like 0, like close to 1, like 0.1, like below 0.5. Okay, so that will be very good. However, there will be some applications where you need some creative responses, some imaginative things like that. Then you can use like 0.7 to 1. Of course, if you use more than 1, like you will be having so weird and difference, large level of randomness in your output. Next parameter is maximum tokens. So whatever the response that you like that is generated, so you can set the maximum number of tokens for that response. So this is the type of parameter for specifying that. Okay, so you can call this method. Once you're done with that, you can just use this completion dot. The choices is the default thing where you will get your output, and that choices is like a dictionary where you'll be having multiple things. Of course, we want only the response, so the response is stored under text key. So that's why you will be extracting that choice. In the text also there will be like it's like a like you know a large dictionary. Inside that again some mixed, like it's like a mixed thing, like where you will be having large number of output. Okay, so whenever you want to extract a particular thing, you need to use indexes. Okay, so the text part, you will be having your response. So choices of 0.text will give that particular response. However, if you print choices, you will be getting so much of response, like where you don't need to concentrate about all those things. Our primary thing is we have to get only the response part. So the response part will be like the answer which is related to your question what you asked. So this is that one. Okay, so that's why you're using completion dot choices of 0.text, which will give the response. So see the response. Abraham Lincoln had very little formal education. He attended school sporadically as a child and was mostly self-taught. He estimated that he had less than 1 year of formal education in total. However, he was an avid reader and taught himself many subjects, including law, through self-study. So this is what the response that is given by our model. And as I mentioned, these two tokens are like, very important tokens, like very important. These two parameters are like very important ones. Sorry. So maximum tokens are like, as I mentioned, this like used to set the maximum value. Mostly many models will have maximum of 2048 tokens. However, there will be specific thing for each type. And the temperature, as I mentioned, if you want too imaginative, you can set 0.7 to 1, and if you want like normal, highest probability, like normal things, like you can set like 0 to 0.5. And I experimented by keeping 0.1. So I asked it like write a poem about dogs. I got the response, and with 1 I experimented, it's like different response, and 2 also I experiment. See, the response is so weird. So in this way you can experiment by keeping different types of values for the parameters like temperature, max tokens, and you just see how it is giving and how it is behaving. So this is how you can use the OpenAI API to make API calls to the GPT model, and you can get the customized get your customized questions get answered. Like it will get responses from the model. So this is how you can use. This is the basic code that is very helpful, and it's a common thing in whenever you're building any generative AI applications. So if you have the basic and proper understanding of these functions and these methods and this phenomena, definitely you can easily able to do the particular work. I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned what like it's useful for you. So I will be posting so many concepts and also the many coding challenges in our further videos. So please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to my YouTube channel, that is AI Stories by Anjali. Thank you.